Hey guys, I've got a unique review for you today. This is the Casio Cognit Schema DB81ST. This was produced by Casio in collaboration with the Archaeological Institute of America, also known as the AIA. Why they produce these watches in collab with the AIA, I don't know. There's no wiki page, there's no online information, nothing that I could find to pinpoint any sort of specs or numbers related to these watches, which is really frustrating for me because I like to research the stuff before I buy something, and not being able to find anything out about these watches has been boggling my mind for the good part of a year now. So I bought this watch a year ago, and this was on sale by a collector in the UK. He was downsizing his collection, and this was stored as new old stock. And the only other watch, the exact same model and color, that was on sale at the time was in Japan. 2 weeks after I bought this, the Japanese one sold for just over £200. Now I paid £95 for this, and that was on offer that I made for the to the seller, as he was advertising it for £99, including shipping. So he accepted the £95 off, and I was quite happy because I got something which appeared to be quite unique. I'd never seen it before. I liked how it looked in the pictures, and I'd seen that Casio made 3 color variants of this as well: the grey translucent, the yellow translucent, and this, the teal one. The teal one's the only one of the 3 which has a black surround on the display and black buttons as well, whereas the others have a dark grey one, and to my eyes those colour ones look cheaper than this one, even though from a distance this can look like a toy watch kind of thing. But this is definitely one of those watches where if you know, then you know, and ultimately that's all that matters. It's your enjoyment of something, and if someone else recognizes it, then hey, you've made a friend and you can spark a conversation off that, or if someone asks about it as well. But other than that, the DB81 is very similar to the DB80, which is the mass-produced model that Casio made around about the same time as well. The DB80 came only in black or silver plastic cases, and they weren't Cognit Schema as well, so you could buy those anywhere for, I think, £30-40 at the time. So within 2 weeks of me buying this, I'll just get it off the watch roll so I can show you easier. Within 2-3 weeks of me buying this, the backlight decided to stop working. The seller sold it as new old stock, so naturally the whole watch is immaculate. There's not even a mark on the case back. There's no hairline scratches on the acrylic crystal. The strap itself is pristine as well. No marks or anything at all. So it literally has never been worn. It came with all the papers. It came in its original packet as well. So I had no doubts that it was as advertised. But sadly, as EL backlights go, over time they age and the chemical reaction inside doesn't take place anymore. Or alternatively, power regulation issues kick in on the module and the backlight stops working. Now this watch uses the module 1475. Only the Cognit Schema came with module 1475. The DB80 that I also bought to try and fix the backlight uses a different module, but because the display is the same, the backlight panel is also the same. So my thinking being, I could buy the DB80 used regardless of condition and just swap the backlight panels over. So I did just that, swap the backlight panels over, and it didn't work. So worst case scenario came to be the module itself was faulty or there was a power regulation issue. So the only option I had left was to buy another one of these when they came up. Considering there's only 2 for sale at the time when I bought this a year back, I had little faith in finding another one of these. But luckily enough, several months later, someone was selling a grey version in used condition. I bought that for £45, I think it was, or £46. So I stripped that one down, took the module out, swapped the modules over, and the backlight was back again. Now you'll notice in the middle of the display, looks like there's an issue with the backlight or the display. That isn't actually an issue, that is a symbol. And my original module had a similar symbol. It was a different symbol, but it was similar in sort of style. As it turns out, every cognate schema has a specific symbol relevant to the discipline that it's collaborating with. So in this instance, archaeology or the AIA. I don't know what the symbol represents or what it means. Couldn't find any information online about this. So if someone knows on YouTube, then please do let me know in the comment section. Functions wise, there's the same functions as the DB80. So we've got databank for telephone numbers, databank for schedules, world time, alarm, stopwatch, timer, and stopwatch. And you notice that beep at the end there. That is specific to the 1475 module. When I bought the DB80, that module, the beep, was very different, and it's unique to this particular watch, or this Cognit Schema DB81ST range. No other Casio that I've heard, whether in person or online or in YouTube videos, sounds the same. The case back as well is quite cool. It's engraved or laser etched with the motif of the AIA. I'll try and get a close up so you can read that hopefully. But we've got a stainless steel case back. When I took it off, the gasket surrounding it was in pristine condition, again signifying how little this watch had been actually used or worn, at least out in the elements, or the case back had been taken off. 50 meters water resist. All the other functions are similar to the DB80 otherwise. Resin case and resin strap, plastic buckle. It is also a polar opposite to the W86, which I also have. So you can see there the teal on the W86 matches the teal on the Cognit Schema, and the black on the Cognit Schema matches the matte and black on the W86. So these are sort of like distant cousins, if you will. But I really enjoy wearing this watch, mainly on sporting activities, bike rides and so on. It looks cool. It's a nice size, 37mm wide with a 20mm strap and 9.5mm thick. And the Cognit Schema is no different really. So we've got 37.5 pusher to pusher, just under 40mm lug to lug length, and the lug width for straps 20mm. Now, compared to the lesser Casio models, which use push pins, which you poke a spring bar tool in there and push the pin out to get the strap out, these databanks used spring bars. So I don't know when Casio first introduced spring bars, but as you can see, it's just a standard spring bar, and the gap between the spring bars and the case itself is it's millimeters, so you will not get a NATO or anything in there without the use of some kind of adapter. But you can replace the straps fairly easily on these. It's not an issue. If you wanted to use a black strap from another Casio, for example, I could swap these straps over and it would just be fine. I'd imagine the numbers of these are in the single digits, not the double digits, but purely based on how many come up for sale, maybe once or twice a year, and that is it. The calculator version, the DBC 63, is more common than this. It's just something nice to have, really. This is probably the most unique watch in my collection, at least anyway. Small collection of 9 watches, but I enjoy this one the most purely because of that aesthetic and the way it looks, and the fact that I know there isn't another one like it out there, and I was lucky enough to get this, and then lucky enough to find another one for sale so I can swap the module over so the backlight works again. I've not had any other problems with it otherwise, but it's just worth noting that EL backlights will die as they age. It is a chemical reaction that doesn't last forever. But yeah, until the next one, thanks for watching.